Please and don't start before 8:30.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Quote of the day. Patience is a pillar of faith. I am Dr. Hussain Mahmood. Today I am presenting on herpes simplex virus under supervision of my professor, Hussain Afzal. Learning outlines. Today we learn about causative agents of herpes simplex virus, global burden, clinical presentation, diagnosis, treatment, prevention, complication of genital herpes and herpes labialis. Introduction to herpes simplex virus. Herpes simplex virus is a highly contagious virus that infects millions of people worldwide. It is commonly known as the cold sore virus. Once infected, herpes simplex virus remain dormant in the body and can reactivate periodically. Causing recurrent symptoms, the virus can manage with antiviral medications. Herpes simplex virus are a large family of DNA virus infected a wide range of animal species, including humans. Herpes simplex virus share common characteristics such as latency, reactivation, and ability to cause lifelong infection. Infection with herpes simplex virus, known as herpes, is common globally. Herpes simplex virus type 1, oral contact, oral herpes, also cause genital herpes. Herpes simplex virus 2, sexually transmitted, cause genital herpes. Both are mostly asymptomatic or unrecognized but can cause painful blister or ulcer at the site of infection, ranging from mild to severe. Infection is lifelong and symptoms can recur over many years. Some medications are available to reduce the severity and frequency of symptoms, but they cannot cure the infection. WHO key facts about herpes simplex virus: an estimated 3.8 billion people under age 50 globally have herpes simplex virus type 1. An estimated 520 million people aged 15 to 49, 13% worldwide have herpes simplex virus type 2 infection, the main cause of genital herpes. Most HSV infection are asymptomatic or unrecognized. But symptoms of herpes include painful blister or ulcer can recur over time. An estimated 205 million people aged 15 to 49 experience at least one symptomatic episode of genital herpes in 2020. Infection with HSV2 increase the risk of acquiring transmitting HIV infection. Mode of transmission includes vertical transmission from mother to child during childbirth or breastfeeding. Horizontal includes close contact with infected individuals such as kissing, sharing utensils, touches, sores, or sexual contacts. Risk factor for HSV infection includes weakness in immune system, multiple sexual partners, close personal contact, and lack of safe sex practice. Clinical manifestation of herpes simplex virus includes oral herpes, genital herpes, hepatic whitlow, and herpetic gladiolarium. Uh, Neonatal herpes and ocular herpes includes keratitis and retinitis. HSV1 sign and symptoms. Oral herpes infection is mostly asymptomatic, cold sores, and herpes labialis. Symptoms are includes painful blister or open sores in or around the mouth. Infected person will often experience tingling, itching, and burning sensation around their mouth before the appearance of sores. These are the different stages of HSV1, from stage 1 to tingling, itching, or burning, stage 2 to blister formation, stage 3 blister burst, in stage 4 scab formation, and in stage 5 healing stage. This is the symptoms of genital herpes. The first incubation period, It is around 5 to 40 days after sexual contacts. Then start initial episode, resolve within 2 to 3 weeks. The latent stage, virus travels to nerves and remains inactive. In prodrome stage, itching, tingling, or pain in the buttocks, legs, or hips. In recurrent episode stage, virus travels through nerves to the skin surface, illness, stress, sunlight, and fatigue, menstrual periods. This is the cycle from initial infection with retrograde transport to herpes simplex virus to sensory nerve ganglia. Then it's start in latent period in ganglia latency maintained by immune surveillance, immune control of virus also present and the mucosa. Then it start reactivation state, reactivation from latency with mucosal shedding and lesion, virus travel integrate to skin to or mucus. Then it transmission through mucosal shedding, genital herpes clinical presentation. Initial episode first herpes outbreak is the most severe and symptoms tend to more severe. Blistering or ulcerative lesions are on the external genitalia. Systematic symptoms, fever, headache, malaise, and myalgia, usually first 3 to 4 days. There may be pain, itching, dysuria, vaginal or urethral discharge, and tender inguinal lymphadenopathy. First episode can be primary, in which person seronegative for HSV antigen antibodies occurring after an incubation period within 5 to 14 days of sexual contact. In initial episode, refer to the individual who have the lesion for the first time but already have antibodies to have HSV2 indicating past asymptomatic acquisition of HSV2. Although this would be the person's first recognized episode, it would not indicate recent acquisition. Examination finding signs. A group of cluster of vesicle or ulcerative lesion is observed on the external genitalia and usually used as clinical indicative of genital herpes. Started as papules or vesicles that separate rapidly. Multiple small vesicle lesion may coalesce into large ulcers. Since the ulceration of the herpes is shallow, residual scarring from this lesion is uncommon. However, when a person has a typical appearance of a crop of vesicle or gives a history of recurrent ulcer, a preceptive diagnosis of genital herpes can be made and treatment tailored approximately. Among immunosuppressed individuals, these ulcers may persist and continue to expand laterally and superficially is for a considerably period of time if not treated. Recurrent genital herpes tend to milder than the initial outbreak, tend to have more localized symptoms, itching, recurrent ulcer, and mild pain. Duration of episode average between 4 and 5 days, but may be as long as up to 12 to 15 days. HSV2 transmission. The herpes virus is most common transmitted between partners during oral, anal, or vaginal sex. Risk of spreading the infection is much greater if the person has sign and symptoms of active infection, but it is still possible to spread the infection even when no ulcer are present. It is also possible for a person to develop genital herpes after exposure to a cold source on an infected person lives during oral sex. In the case, genital herpes is most likely due to infection with HSV type 1. The risk of transmission from an infected male to an uninfected female partner is higher than the risk of transmission from an infected female to an uninfected male partners. Pregnancy and herpes. Women who have their first outbreak of genital herpes near the time of delivery are the risk of transmitting herpes to their newborn. Pregnant women with symptoms of genital herpes should inform their healthcare provider. Prevention antiviral therapy with the acyclovir is the often recommended for women with one or more recurrent during pregnancy. A cesarean delivery is usually recommended in women who experience an outbreak at the time of labor. Genital ulcer disease syndrome. The relative prevalence of a causative organism for the genital ulcer disease varies considerably in different parts of the world and may change dramatically over time. Currently, our HSV2 and HSV1 have become the commonest causative agent of the genital ulcer disease in the part of the world. The other cause pregnant genital ulcer include HSV2, syphilitic cancres, lymphogranuloma, and cancroid. Toward diagnosis based on the individual medical history, their sign and symptoms, and the result of test differential diagnosis of genital ulcer using clinical judgment has been shown to the inaccurate in over 50% of the cases. Even by experienced clinician, management of people with genital ulcer disease must be based either on laboratory-based etiology study and syndrome approach guided by periodic evaluation of the causative agent at the local setting. Laboratory diagnosis of genital herpes, molecular testing PCR and of HSV DNA swab of genital lesion is the most common sensitive and specific test. Using a combined HSV and tripalladium PCR when available would be added benefit to the implicate or absolute syphilis at the same time. PCR assay also have been developed by the HSV1 and HSV2. Culture enabled replication of the virus from the determining resistance to antiviral therapy for the confirming diagnosis, but result take up to 2 to 4 days. Detects the virus is only about 50%. The culture is more likely to detect the virus when ulcers are new and open as compared to the when they are older and healing. Crusted lesion give the lowest yield. More sensitive is individual experience an initial episode or then in individual experience and recurrent episode. In serology used when a person has no visible ulcer but has history of genital ulcer in the past. Having a positive test for these antibodies indicating that person was infected with the virus at some time in the past. Antibody testing may be negative early during the initial episode of infection since antibody formation takes a few weeks. The antibody tests remain positive for life. Routine screening for HSV1 and HSV2 is not recommended. Blood tests may be helpful or couples if one person have history of genital herpes and the other does not. If the partner has not been infected, then it's important to discuss way to prevent transmission. Types specific antibody tests can distinguish between HSV1 and HSV2. Helps to protect the likelihood of future recurrence if the type 2 recurs more frequently than type 1. This is flowchart for the management of genital ulcer disease. Person with symptoms of genital ulcer take medication and sexuality and assess risk for STIs. Physical examination of genital and anal areas. Sores are ulcer present in if sores are ulcer present, the recourse and capacity for molecular assay reform test is result available on the same day, then positive for HSV, then go for treated the same day, and also go for offer HIV and syphilis testing. If limited and no laboratory capacity, ulcer physical history of recurrent ulcer is present, treat for HSV and treat for syphilis, and also offer for HIV and syphilis testing. If no ulcer present, then go for HIV and syphilis testing. Treatment of genital herpes. Episodic therapy strategy of taking antiviral medication only when outbreaks occurs. It can occur. It can decrease the duration or severity of the illness. Does not reduce the frequency of outbreaks. In suppressive therapy is antiviral treatment that is taken early every day to prevent outbreaks. It decreases the frequency and duration of recurrence, reduce the risk of transmitting HSV. For a person with recurrent ulcer that are the frequent or with severe symptoms are causing distress, suppressive therapy may be proposed and preferred to episodic treatment. People requiring suppressive therapy may be assessed for after 1 year and asked whether they want to continue or change the episodic therapy. Treatment in first line treatment, primary infection treated by acyclovir 400 thrice a day for 10 days. Recurrence infection treated in for acyclovir 400 thrice a day for 5 days. And suppressive therapy acyclovir 400 mg orally twice a day. Ineffective substitution, primary infection treated by valsacrovir 500 mg twice a day. Then valsacrovir 500 mg twice daily 5 days, and then suppressive 250 mg orally twice a day. For pregnant and breastfeeding women and people younger than 16-year age, primary infection, use acyclovir only when benefit overweight to the risk. Recurrence infection, acyclovir 400 mg orally 3 times a day for 5 days. Suppressive therapy for recurrent herpes is acyclovir 400 mg orally twice a daily. Prevention symptoms are oral herpes. Avoid oral contacts with others, including oral sex and the sharing objective that touches saliva. Symptoms of genital herpes: abstain from sexual activity while experiencing symptoms. Both HSV1 and HSV2 are most contagious when sources are present, but can also be transmitted when no symptoms are felt or visible. For sexual activity, people consistent and correct use of condom is the best way to prevent genital herpes and other STIs. However, HSV infection can still occur through contact with the genital or anal area not covered by the condoms. Medical male circumcision can provide lifelong partial protection against HSV2 infection as well as against HIV and HPV. People with People with the symptoms suggestive of genital herpes should be offered HIV testing. Safe practices include wearing method condoms can help reduce the risk of transmission during sexual contact. Hygiene, washing hand frequency, and avoiding close contact with source can minimize transmission. Open communication, honest communication with partners about HSV status is crucial for safe practice. Awareness program, community outbreaks, reaching community with educational program is vital. School program, education youth about HSV preventing is essential. Healthcare provider education training, healthcare provider to address HSV concern is crucial. Now, complication of HSV2. HSV2 and HIV infection. HSV2 infection increase the risk of acquiring HIV infection by approximately threefold. Additionally, people with both HIV and HSV2 infection are most likely to spread HIV to others. HSV2 infection is most common among the most common infection is the people living with HIV. In immunocompromised people, including those with advanced HIV infection, herpes can have more severe symptoms and more frequent recurrence. Rare complication of HSV2 includes meningoencephalitis and disseminated infection. Rarely, HSV1 infection can lead to more severe complications such as encephalitis or keratitis. Neonatal herpes. It is the serious condition that can lead to lasting neurological disability or death. What's new? What's the eradication of herpes simplex virus vaccination and beyond? This article is published in 2024. Herpes simplex virus has covered with homospines for over 1 lakh years, maintaining a tenacious presence of established lifelong incubation infection in over half human population. In this review, we independently screened PubMed, Embase, Medline, and Google Scholar to clinically relevant article on HSV vaccine. We identified 12 vaccine over 12 vaccines from literature review found promising candidate across various classes, including submit vaccine, live vaccine, DNA vaccine, and mRNA vaccine. Notably, several vaccine SLV20, 20F, HF10, VC2, and mRNA 16.8 have shown promising preclinical results suggestive that an effective HSV vaccine may be within reach. Additionally, severe other vaccines such as Gen 003, Hep V, NLSRV 201, HSV 529, and COR1 have demonstrated potential in clinical trials. However, Gen 003 and Hep V have not advanced further despite promising result. Continued program with this candidate brings an closure to significant breakthrough in preventing and treating HSV infection. Management of oral herpes simplex virus infection, the problem of resistant antidote is also this article published in 2023. In this review, we aim to address the problem of drug-resistant infection and discuss the availability of alternative therapeutic infection, alternative study concern alternate treatment modalities of acyclovir-resistant HSV infection published in PubMed between 1989 to 2022 were reviewed. Long-term treatment and prophylaxis with antiviral agent predisposed to drug resistance, especially in immunocompromised patients. Cidofovir and foscarnet could serve as alternate treatment in these cases, although rare acyclovir resistance may be associated with severe complication. Now it's time to MCQs. First, a newly married lady has sort of lesion on her genital area for some day. On history, you revealed that her spouse got infected with genital herpes a few months ago. On clinical examination, how will you rule out HSV2 from other disease causing genital ulceration? Pus coming out from the urethral meatus, vascular ulceration on the other part of the body, as well as like face, hands, group vesical lesion on vulva, painless film round small nodules on vagina, painful round colored bumps in the genital region that become ulcerated.
Charlie.
Yes, C. A 20-year-old boy contracted genital herpes. Various antibiotics are available to treat HSV2, which option is not correct regarding the treatment of genital herpes. There is no cure for herpes infection once given. Lifelong immunity, antiviral medication can prevent outbreaks. Antiviral medication can shorten outbreaks. Antiviral medication can prevent transmission.
Alpha.
B.
Yes, it's A. There is no cure for herpes. A 16-year-old girl have groped vascular lesion on her lower lips for the first time in her life for 3 days, along with itching and burning. You suspect that she got infected with cold sore. She is worried about the future sequelae of this disease. How will you counsel her? It progressed the permanent scars in 40% people. Keloid is a common complication. It can also present exactly the same in your later life. Again, you can get the lesion on genital area later in your life. Vaccination can prevent regress.
Charlie.
D.
No. Is D, you can get the lesion. A 20-year-old male has genital ulcer for 3 days who recently visited Thailand. He has positive PCR for HCV DNA. How will you advise her to take which precaution to control its spreads to other individuals? Don't share utensils with anyone. Wear face masks while going to public place. Don't share their personal toothbrush, shaving blades, and scissors with anyone. Don't donate blood in life. Have protect sex by using condom.
D.
It's E. Have protective sex. A 25-year-old woman presented with painful vesicle on her genital area, accompanied by dysuria and fever. She reports similar episode in the past and has active sexual history. What is the most likely causative agent? Treponema pallidum, herpes simplex virus 1, herpes simplex virus 2, human papilloma virus, or hemophilia ducrei?
Charlie.
C.
Yes, it's C. A 30-year-old diagnosed cause of HSV2 has active genital symptoms, symptom outbreak of genital herpes. She experienced them 7 times during the past 12 months, which are worse, and she can't accomplish her duties well. What is best suitable treatment option for her? Eradication therapy, episodic therapy, palliative therapy, suppressive therapy, and radiation therapy. It's D, suppressive therapy. A pregnant lady during her 37 week of gestation developed genital herpes for the first time in her life. What medical management you will offer for this lady? C-section is preferred option. Can prescribe her antiviral treatment now. A course of oral acyclovir for 10 days after delivery. Topical acyclovir twice daily for 10 days. Wash the genital area twice daily with chlorhexidine. Will not transmit infection to newborn.
A.
Yes, it's A. A physician advised again oral acyclovir 400 mg thrice daily for 5 days to a patient who has symptoms outbreak for the third time during the last 6 months. What is the advantage of episodic treatment? Decrease the duration of severity of the illness, reduce the frequency of outbreak, decrease the frequency and duration of recurrence, reduce the risk of transmission, give in less dose than suppressive treatment.
B.
B.
A. In setting where laboratory investigation are not available to detect HSV2 infection on the same day, which management strategy is best on the best one for a patient for recurrent vascular eruption on the same day? All the treatment for 1 day to wait for lab report, continue treatment for both the HSV2 and syphilis, start the antiviral treatment on the same day, treat the with topical antiviral initially and then with oral antiviral after the lab reportment. Refer to the facilities where lab reports can be viewed on the same day.
E.
Alpha.
It's C. Treat the topical antiviral initially. Yes, same day. A healthcare workers present with painful vesicle on the right index finger following exposure to the patient's oral secretion. The vesicles are surrounded by the erythema and are tender to touch. What is the most likely diagnosis? Eczema, herpeticum, herpetic whitlow, and paronychia, molluscum, and fungal infection. It's B.
D.
Yes, it's B, herpetic whitlow. This is key for MCQs. This is our YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hussain. And this is a very nice presentation. As we know that the viral infection, especially herpes simplex virus, and the management and prevention is one of the need of the time, as it is leading to more and more complications with the emerging infections. And we are suspecting that the next epidemic is from the viral family and the family of especially of herpes viruses. So this is a very nice presentation. So thank you very much for a very thorough presentation. See you on 15th in person, as well as we will be here in our Institute of Public Health to discuss more important things during policy dialogue on Friday. So I would like everyone to join us on Friday at 10 a.m. at Institute of Public Health. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.